What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Hoda Husband Podcast. I'm your host, Terry Duran. I got both of my co-hosts on the line with me tonight. I got my man Jay Bible in the building. What's good, bro?
Not much, man. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed their New Year. Looking forward to 2025. Looking forward to another great episode. But want to quickly remind you, you can catch us on TikTok as well as subscribe to us on YouTube at Hoda the Podcast. And for those interested in promos or shout out, choose the DM at Hoda the Podcast on IG or email us at hodapodcast@gmail.com. All right, T.
I also got my man SD in the building with us. What's up, bro?
Nothing, man. Just excited to get this show on the road. But first, let me give a shout out to Brother Soul Productions for always keeping the background audio fresh. And I want to remind you all to donate to the Hoda Husband Podcast on Cash App and PayPal. All right, T.
I'd like to remind everybody that y'all can catch the audio playback of the podcast every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on the core94.com. Tonight's episode is titled Respect My Mind. And we're going to be having a conversation about different ways that you can tell whether or not a woman has respect for her man or not. But y'all know how we do around here, man. We like to discuss stuff that we've seen trending or on our timelines. And fortunately for this week, we got one of our own that went viral again. So we're going to start this episode off by a discussion our man SD was having on tonight's conversation. Let's take a look.
This is the reason why so many career-driven women have problems in the dating world.
You ain't met
Because
the right one.
hold on, I'm just talking about as a whole, especially in the black community. The women that make this nice money, they are struggling. They are on TV talking about, oh, I'm gonna have a baby, but I'm gonna have it put in me because I can't find a man. Because really, and we talked about Ace. You talked about staying in your financial lane for men. A lot of these women aren't staying in their physical lane or their mental lane when it comes to the men. Because now you want these men that make all this here money and do all of these here things for you, which is a very small percentage of men. If you say I want a man that make $100,000, you eliminated 85% of all men. 85%, that leaves you 15%. Half of that 15% is married. 7.5%. Half of them gay. Or live with an alternative lifestyle. Take that down to 3.5%, 4% that you got to choose from. Then you want him over 6 feet, 2%. He can't be obese, 1%. You don't like Sagittarius, Leos, or Cancers. Well, now you at 0.5% of a man that you got to look for. You got to find him, and then he got to like you back. That type of man that makes that type of money has requirements for a woman too that now you have to meet. This is why so many women are struggling that make money when they step out here into the dating world because they're unrealistic for their dating pool.
Man, I know you probably pissed a lot of women off with your take, but that's expected. Anytime you talk about men not wanting women or the standards or preferences that men have, it's always met with disdain and a real negative reaction. But a lot of women do overlook the fact that men have a choice in the matter as well, especially the men that they want to look that they actually want to date with the swag, the income, and all that. So it's really interesting that they seem to believe that just because they make a lot of money that's gonna make them more desirable to men, and despite all the men telling them that that's not the case, they refuse to listen and actually take heed.
Bro, it is amazing to me, man. And you know where it became very apparent to me at? It's on Kendra G's show. Kendra G's show. If you look at Kendra G's show, I screenshot all these here women, no matter what they look like, no matter what they shape like, no matter how they think, no matter their living situation, no matter how many kids they got. 85% of them want the exact same man when it comes to finances alone. And then they all pretty much describe the same type of man after that. But my point to the women is that all of y'all can't get these men, first off.
No.
Second, you have to be what he wants also. And the more money he makes, with 70% of women over being either obese or overweight, the less likely he is to want a woman that is obese and overweight. Like, you have to meet.
But you know what? They think they can just BBL their way out of that part.
Yep.
But
You know what I'm
even then, most men don't want to marry a BBL chick. Most men want to smash a BBL chick because it looks good. But when you get her, but if it's a well done BBL, maybe cool. But if most of them ain't well done like that, where they going to Dr. Miami, it looks proportional, the thighs match and all that type stuff, right? Most of them ain't doing that. A lot of them showing up with this pamper booty. They got these little bitty legs and this big old booty that don't match.
It don't
like,
match.
So what I'm saying is,
It's so sad to see that, man.
It is, but what I'm saying is that they never take into account. They always say, "I won't settle on a man," especially when we talk about finances. But most of them never take into account that the man would be settling on them because, like Terry said, they make money. So because they make money, they think that makes up for everything else. And a man is going to focus in on the one thing that a man that they want that makes nice money isn't going to be paying attention to. He's not going to be paying attention to her money 9 times out of 10 because he got it. That's why they want him. Her money is not why he's going to want her, and they can't stand that. They want to make men want what they want men to want, which is exactly what they want in a man. And when a man don't want that, that's when they try to insult him. That's when they try to shame him and say certain things to him. Yeah, and it's ridiculous because they're the ones losing out here.
You broke.
Because the men going elsewhere. Jay, what you think?
No, you know what? You broke it down so great. You know, people would say, well, the numbers are exaggerated and whatever. I've seen that. Anything, but you could tell that she wasn't really trying to have that conversation in good faith because she was just looking to rebut. Because what did she lead with? Well, you ain't meet the right one. She don't know who you dealt with.
Yeah, but I wasn't, like I said, this ain't about me.
Right.
I'm speaking generally.
In general.
Yes,
absolutely.
about the problems.
Yeah, because obviously as guys, you know, scale up in society, up the totem pole and whatnot, the pickier they're going to be just by default. You know, just even a local guy with motion and a decent job, it's going to be more difficult for him to select and choose who he wants to give his time with if he's even considering being in a serious relationship. You know what I mean? Like that's the other part of it. Like a lot of the guys that fit that criteria have no interest whatsoever in getting married. So women are fighting such an uphill battle that they don't want to. That it's like, why won't you listen to the tips and the tricks that can help put you in a better position? Because the way that they're operating clearly ain't working.
But you know what? What's the carbon? You know, okay, he's not the 6-figure guy. Let's just say he makes 80,000. That's still pretty good if you're single and have no kids. I mean, I don't see what the harm is in it. I don't understand.
Well, you know what it is?
Yeah.
You know what it is? Terry said to put them in a better position. This is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Those types of women don't see men that are financially lower than them as a better position. They see them as putting them in a worse position because they always say, well, if I can do it for me, he should be able to do it for me. So if she makes 100 and he makes 75 and he more budgeted with his money, he ain't buying Chanel bags or nothing like that. No, boo. No, she's going to see him, or she's going to see that as settling for him. That's why it's such a sticking point for them. But they don't understand is that they have nobody to blame but themselves. Because when they were in college, most of them went to college. When they were in college, the men that were on the same path as them that was in college, that were husband men, that were good guys,
prime opportunity.
They could have got with them guys. But no, they wanted the ball players, they wanted the noops, they wanted the football players, they wanted the basketball players. That's who they want. Like in most colleges, right? The chess team, the debate champions, the golf club, those black dudes, those guys there, they don't even see them on campus. The guys that's there, a little overweight and maybe a little short, they don't even see them on campus. They only see these guys, and then when they get out here, they have overplayed their hand. They had the leverage in college when they could have got with a guy and
at
built
their
with
prime, they best years before they had kids.
That's what I'm saying. Now they done got overweight.
And I guess,
let me get this last piece. Now they got overweight and a kid, but now they want the top of the top.
and they don't want him.
Exactly. Now it's harder to get him.
Yeah,
It's 10 times harder. So I don't, I ain't got no sympathy for him, man. Because all of them know a good guy, and most of them got a really good dude in they friend zone.
Friend zone.
Or in their DMs that'll make a good husband. But that ain't who they want. They want the guy that's the ex-whole phase guy that's got all of this here stuff that they have to compete with every other woman for. So forget them.
Oh man, we always gonna continue to have this conversation. Let's keep things rolling. Now, this next topic is a topic that I think a lot of guys can relate to. Trying to have work-life balance, especially if you're gonna be married. This next post is a video of Stephen A. Smith talking about why he's never been married. Let's take a look.
I don't work less than 330 days a year.
Right.
330.
Right.
Average. Check ESPN. They will tell you.
Right.
Okay. It's a minimum of 240 days on First Take.
Gotcha.
That don't count Sports Center. It don't count NBA Countdown. It don't count other shows that I appear on for ESPN and what have you. It don't count that I do on my own when it comes to politics and all of this other stuff. So I work a minimum of 330 days out of the year. I don't get holidays. I work Christmas Day. I work Thanksgiving Day.
Right.
I work weekends.
Right.
I don't get off on my birthday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's Mother's Day, it's Father's Day, it's 4th of July. The list goes on and on and on. 99% of the time, I'm working under those circumstances. And so I know that it's hard. I know that it's worn on some people as well. It's certainly worn my personal life. That is the reason why I've never been married. Right. Because I was on the road 200 days out of the year. And the fact of the matter is, at that time, there was no way in hell I was going to be faithful. Right. I knew that. Right. So why the hell am I going to sit up there and violate my marital vows, knowing ahead of time I ain't going to honor them?
Now, I respect him for keeping it a buck. But I don't think most people have a work schedule comparable to Stephen A's. But this kind of ties into what we were talking about earlier. A lot of women want the perks and the plus side of dating a rich man or a man that with motion and all these type of things. But that often comes with the sacrifice of having free time or time to just do the things that she wants to do, even if they do have the income requirements. So a lot of women ain't built for that, because a man in his position, he marries the wrong woman. 2-3 years down the line, she starts complaining about his work schedule that she knew in advance. And next thing you know, he's getting divorced and coughing up millions of dollars. So he played it like he's playing chess, not checkers, for sure.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, listen, 330 days is crazy. 330 days of work is insane. I mean, with no holidays off, because really, if you really think about it, that'll be about what everybody else is working if we didn't get holidays off and sick time and all that type stuff too. Right. But you talking 35 days where he ain't working. That's crazy to me. But
his work ain't really sitting and talking to somebody ain't
but
really.
They still got to do their homework on these teams.
You're right. They do their research. They gotta watch the games. They gotta stay down.
Sound check, get their clothes and makeup, and they gotta do all this other stuff too. Smash the host, whatever they doing. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you did there.
but listen, hey man, I would have did it too. I ain't even lying. But no,
everybody was trying.
Like Jason Whitlock said, "Hey, I know what I'm capable of."
Hey man, if that CEO guy, the white dude could have hit, I know Jason Whitlock could have hit. She let anybody hit. But anyway, like I was saying, like it's like this, especially when you're dealing with guys of a certain caliber. Like Terry said, you got a rich guy, but even with guys that's regular guys but making really nice money, in most cases, you gonna have to deal with him being gone, because I have schedules sometimes, man, where I'm working 7 to 7 or 7 to 11, 16-hour days. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm like, yo, I'm in, I'm sleep, I'm eat, and I'm sleep, back up doing it again. Like you either
grind
gonna
mode.
Like that's what guys doing okay. Like you either gonna have a busy man or a broke man. That's really what it is. Terry, what you doing, man? What you doing right now?
I'm currently in the hotel recording.
On the road.
On the road.
You know what I'm saying? Providing for his family. But it's something that's got to be done, man. But, you know, when it comes to the rich guys, I don't really think a lot of women really care as long as they get the perks nowadays. They get the perks, and of course, some of them will scheme to see what else they can get out of it, a baby or something like that. But you know, you really gotta have a chick that's really down for you and understands the grind, and that's one of the benefits of growing up and building with your lady, like Terry and his wife, right? You all build a bond of going through the trenches together. And then when you come out the trenches, you've seen the hard work, you've seen the things, and you understand it. You're like, hey, this is our family. He out working for our family. Whereas a chick that just comes in, that wants to be up under you and all these things, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it could be a little tough. It takes a little getting used to, where she don't understand it. Like, I can't be up under you all day. I got things to do. You know what I'm saying? Now you're gonna have to deal with it. So
you also, well, I guess that's kind of where, you know, we had a discussion whether a woman should work or not, or to contribute. Well, man, one of my reasons why I wouldn't want a woman that just sat at home, like, what's she gonna be worried about besides what you doing in your business? You know what I mean? Like, I like having a wife that involved in other stuff. She's a Delta. She, you know what I'm saying? Like, she got stuff going on to where I can dip out of town for 2 days and she's not falling apart. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is not a big deal. I can, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I can move how I gotta move, because with my job, I book my own flights and all those type of things. So, you know, now she obviously likes all the perks that come with it. You know what I'm saying? She used all my points and my rewards and all that. But it's something like you said. Having this job would be very stressful or very difficult if I was single and just dating, because I would think it would look like I'm lying, you know what I'm saying? Like the way that I'm available or not available and in and out of town like that. Yeah. So
I mean, you gotta respect where Stephen A. Smith is coming from. He was honest. He's like, hey, I'm about my career, I'm about my business, and I'm gonna do that over a marriage. You know what's crazy? And when it first went viral, I seen the comments, and some of these women would still found something wrong with it. Well, he could bring his wife on the road. I can't believe he wants to get married. But here's the thing: had he got married and is cheating on the road, and they found out he's cheating, they would have said something about it anyway.
True.
I respect him for even mentioning the cheating. He's
the
like,
cheating part.
I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to, because you know what that tell me? You know what that tell me? He getting some booty on the road. That's what that tells me.
Stephen A.
Because I know, but I'm just saying. But at least he like,
and he's private. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't clout chasing. The chicks he's hitting, he keep on the low. Like, he does a very good job at keeping them on the low. So
he make no bones about it either. He said on interviews, he's like, hey, listen, who I deal with is nobody's business. If she even puts something on the internet, I'm leaving you alone.
Done with her.
Yeah, he perfected being a celebrity. I mean, he been in the spotlight for a long time. So before he predates social media, so how to maneuver as far as his personal life goes. But man, it's 330 days that, like you said, just even though I know he's just sitting there talking and whatnot, but like you said, the preparation, and it's something about having to be somewhere at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Eventually it starts to wear on you or become mature. So
it's definitely, you know, in that kind of business, it's definitely a grind, because they're doing pre-production meetings. You know, if you see he's on the first take in the morning, you know, it's times where he was doing ESPN radio and then doing NBA countdown, doing basketball season. Like, if you think about it, the only time you really see him off is when the NBA is not in season, you know, when it's like the summer during baseball.
July.
Yeah. When you know, it's slow news season.
Yeah, man. But see, I only want, me personally, unless my lady like work from home, I only want her working part-time, man. You know what I mean? I want her working part-time at most. You know what I'm saying? Where you can get out 3, maybe 4 days a week and go work, whatever, if that's what you want to do. But I just need her to have time for her. You know what I'm saying? I want her to have a little more time for herself and me in the home. I don't want tired coochie when I come home, because you've been working all day. All right, I don't want your throat to be tired when I get home from a long day of work. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to come in and do all this stuff that I was doing when I was single. I don't want to do that. But that's why choosing the right mate is so important, and choosing a woman that fits you best. For me, it's a woman that was actually raised to be a wife, wants to be a wife, enjoys feeding her man, enjoys taking care of a home, but also is like, I like to get out too. I'm not lazy. I like to get out and also work a little bit. That's fine with me. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's a fit for me. So, everybody got their own thing, but that's a part of dating.
Would you would you be willing to, you said before that you don't want no more kids. So does that limit, I was gonna say, does that limit the age of the women that you target?
No, I really don't target them. They target me. But I kind of steer away from the younger women because if they don't have a kid. If they have a child, I'm cool with her being 30, 29 or something maybe. But if she got a kid or something like that, then cool. It's less likely for her to want one. But if I do have a kid, I wouldn't mind having a little girl. I'm not even gonna lie. But the woman got to be young. She can't be 40, my age, and then talk about a kid. Like, no, one of us got to play with this little bastard, and it ain't gonna be me. I'm tired of playing catch. I'm not gonna play catch with this little bastard no more. And I'm 50 years old. No, look, I'm gonna throw a ball over there in the corner, go get it, bring it back. I ain't gonna be doing all this with you, man. I'm 50, so it really
I can't
all
even
depends.
imagine that.
Yeah, it depends, but I really don't want to do it. But if I met a woman that was really dope, young woman like that, then maybe I think about it a little more. So
that's what's up, man.
Okay.
Yeah, but it don't limit my pool though.
All right, man. We up against the clock. We about to take a quick break. When we come back, we are gonna be getting into tonight's topic, Respect My Mind. Where we're having a discussion about how you can tell whether or not a woman respects her man or not. You are tuned in to the Hold a Husband podcast. We'll be back in a minute.
Hi, I'm relationship coach and author Terry Duran, and I am pleased to announce that my book, It's Not That Complicated, is finally available as an audiobook. So if you don't like to read, or you just don't have time to read a paperback book, this audiobook is perfect for you. You can listen to it while you're in your car, while you're at work, etc. In the book, I break down how husband material men think and operate in regards to sex, love, and relationships, and I provide real quality insight on how husband material men approach dating. The audiobook is available on audible.com and on iTunes. All you have to do is go to one of the websites and search for my name, Terry Duran. Go download your copy today.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Hold a Husband podcast. Tonight's episode is titled Respect My Mind. And we're just having a discussion about how you can tell whether or not a woman actually has genuine respect for her man. I would say, the first thing or the most blatant sign of disrespect that I can think of is a woman that's abusive towards her man, verbally or physically abusive. I just can't envision a woman that actually respects her man doing any of those two things. So, I mean, it ain't got to be nothing major, like with a weapon or nothing, but a woman that'll just put her hands on you or talk to you any kind of way. To me, that's the first sign of that there's no respect there.
Well, I think that, for her man, yeah, but I think it starts before that personally. I look at how women treat men in general, right? Because I remember Kevin Samuels was talking to a young lady, and the young lady he was talking about, being submissive and all this shit. She was like, be submissive to all these dudes out here? He was like, yeah, why wouldn't you? These men out here built a world that you get to walk around freely in. Men govern other men. Men keep other men in check. If it wasn't for men out here, you wouldn't, keeping men in check. Y'all wouldn't be able to just walk around out here. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you need to treat men with a certain level of respect and submission when you're around men. You just act better for the man that you're with. You know what I'm saying? So I look at how women in general treat men, her daddy, other men online, how they talk, whatever the case, because that gives me a glimpse into how she views men and how she'll try to deal with me. Yeah, because one thing I don't like personally, and this here is it's going to get personal. I'm gonna go personal with it, right? I don't like when women curse at me. I don't like when women curse at me, man. It really bugs me. And in turn, guess what? I don't curse at women either. I don't curse at the woman that I'm dealing with. I think we can articulate ourselves like adults without cussing at each other and all that type of stuff. So with
mutual respect.
Yes. So sometimes, and I understand that some of that stuff takes some getting used to, because she might not have been with dudes like that where she just curse or whatever the case, and it's okay. But how I see if a woman really respects me like that, if she starts to watch what she say, and she throw out a cuss word, be like, oh, I'm sorry,
effort.
I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry.
Active effort.
Yes, that lets me know she respects the leadership and the guidance that I'm trying to instill in her as a man in order to be with me. So those are a couple things that I pay attention to. Jay, what about you?
I like what you said there. And here's the thing. I'll take respect over love from women at any time. Here's why, right? Love is a relative term. It's up to interpretation. It can mean whatever you want it to mean. Respect is more tangible than love. And so when it comes to a woman, I'd rather have respect than have love, or respect first, then love after that. But I look at some of the same things, just look at, certain behavior. If she will disrespect another man, she'll likely disrespect you. Oh, go ahead, T.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, like, a part of that is, as a man, being able to identify the lack of respect or the behaviors that a woman exhibits towards guys she don't respect. And the second part of that is having the nuts to stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be able to be willing to cut women off that don't fall in line. Otherwise, you just be one of these dudes that's kissing a woman's ass and dealing is in a toxic relationship.
You know what? I think what happens here when it comes to that, I think some men don't see that early, because usually it kind of starts off harmless, or she'll say something common. She won't come out of pocket per se, but she'll say something a little slick. She'll say something a little slick. Oh, you so stupid. Kind of try to say it jokingly. Where man, sometimes that gets overlooked, and then it just gets worse and worse.
Yeah, or another one they throw in there. Oh man, you act like a woman or something. Whoa, slow down. Relax.
Yeah.
All right. We're not gonna have too much more of this. All right. Just letting you know. But listen, this the thing, right? If a woman respects you as a man, and a man that she's personally dealing with, then the love is gonna come with it for a woman. Because the woman has to admire the man. So if she respects you and y'all on a personal, physical level like that, she'll admire you and she'll love you in the process. What a lot of times what happens is a lot of men lose the respect of their woman. It can be cheating.
Yeah.
It can be not keeping your
handling
word.
your business.
Yeah, not handling your business as a man, not doing something for the family, compromising something for y'all, or whatever the case. Once a woman starts losing respect for you as a man, she don't admire you no more. Now she looking at you like the rest of these dudes out here. And once that starts, her love is gonna flee. But if she really love you and she been respecting you, and now all of a sudden she don't, a lot of times it's because you lost her respect somewhere down the line with something that you did. Are there instances where somebody can infiltrate or something like that? Yeah, but if she truly respects you, she ain't gonna let that happen. A woman that truly respects a man, not just her man, but herself also, she ain't gonna let another dude infiltrate what y'all got going on, because she respects you and she respects herself too much. So a lot of times the men lose the respects of their ladies with the things that we do out here. I have been one of them. So
yeah, and a woman that actually respects her man in her relationships is gonna limit the access that other men have to her. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that she presents herself in public, the way she dresses when she goes out, all those things are a reflection of, well, for women that are in a relationship, they're a reflection of how she feels about her man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess there are some guys that some kind of way feel proud to be, date the chick that's naked that everybody look at in their mind, that they translates to people being jealous of them or looking up to them or whatnot. But for most people, that's a sign that your woman don't respect you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Terry,
Like,
something you just said. Sparks. Limiting access, right?
Mhm.
So because, do you think that a woman who keeps a public social media that has a huge following of men on her with no money being made, none of that type of stuff, she just got pictures up, do you think that she don't have respect for her man if she don't limit that access for these other dudes to her? Do you think that's part
uh,
of it?
I was gonna say the response to that is gonna be how she responds to her DMs. And
She
I
never
guess
know.
obviously the type of content that she posts. But I was gonna say, yeah, I guess you can't know unless you checking it. But um, a woman that actually respects her man is gonna, even if she does have a conversation, she's gonna let it know where she stands and what her status is. Um, that's drastically different than a woman who's entertaining and hollering at dude. You know what I'm saying? Like getting flued out and all that type of stuff. Um, so that would be um, the behavior that would indicate respect to me. Um, I guess that depends. It's hard to say that when you're talking about like a stripper or a chick that's monetizes her
OnlyFans
sexuality,
model.
because I already be thinking like, well, you dating a chick that posts in her panties every day. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah, you can't complain about that.
Yeah,
That's what she is. But I'm just talking about a regular chick, you know what I'm saying? They get a lot of attention because I've seen women do this. I was looking at the podcast, and it was a white lady. She said, "Hey, when I got engaged to my man, I deleted my social media because I had a lot of men coming at me on social media. But when I got with my man, and now he's proposed, whatever the case, she said, I just deleted it. He didn't even ask. I just did it because of all of the men that's coming at me. I don't want to see one of these blue checks, and now here comes this athlete or something like that. And now I'm sitting there thinking, like, she didn't say it, but I know what she's thinking. Like,
You're right.
and now it's something there because women just get a lot more attention
Attention.
like that, especially if they nice looking, than men do. So it's just, you said limiting access, for other men to even see you and get a hold of you or reach out to you or whatever the case.
well, I would say, I think most women that are in a relationship or regular women, most of their pages are private. So
Yeah.
they do limit who they give access to in that sense. But
Or
if
private.
she,
Okay.
you said
All
what?
right. Private. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's
That's limiting access. You pick and choose
you limit it.
who can see your page and who can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess those are things that are kind of changing as the times go, because if you're dating somebody that's secure, like most guys that are secure in themselves, I'm not checking what you commented on or what you did or who you followed or who followed you. I'm too busy and I got too much going on to be worried about that.
Right.
So I don't care about that. But those times where it come up where your spouse is showing you something on their phone or something like that, where you can see that, what I'm saying, like you can get a glimpse of their inbox or whatnot. A lot of times my wife she'll point out, look at this, you know what I'm saying? And she'll show me a dude that been telling her good morning for 2 years, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it be stuff like that where I expect that if you're dating an attractive woman, dudes are going
Come at it anyway.
come at her any type of way she can. And a lot of times they get screenshot and they in her, close friends looking like a fool, looking thirsty.
I'm glad I ain't got to deal with that, man. But we just
USD, man, USD, baby.
Oh no, it ain't like that. It ain't like that. But I'm just saying, man. I limit my what I do, how I do it. DMs and shooting my shot and all that. Like, it's tough, man. I don't like the online thing, man. It don't work out well. But like cheating, the amount of access a woman gives to other men shows the level of respect she has for her man in a relationship. You talked about, women in relationships pages being on private. I think, I didn't think about it, but when you said it, that's limiting access. It is to, other men that could just come there. She could screen them, look at them. Hey, I don't know this dude. I know a lot of women that
Who
be like,
sent
yo,
you?
if you ain't friends or family, then you can't get on my social media page. But the fact of the matter is that if somebody wanted to do something, they can do it. They can create burner accounts.
Oh yeah,
They can do anything. Like,
You
what I'm saying?
can't. You can never cheat proof in a
At
relationship.
all.
That's always going to be voluntary. But what you can influence or have some impact on is their desire to do it, their willingness to go through all the steps that it takes to cheat and hide it and accept that risk. People that really care about their situation and value what they got, that's what makes it easier to pass those things up. You know what I mean? But I wanted to say another thing. When a woman doesn't respect a man, it's almost impossible to reconcile any differences in a relationship without it becoming an argument or a combative situation, because the woman's tone, the way that she responds, and the way that she interprets information from a man that she doesn't respect, none of those things leads or fosters effective communication. And so to me, that's a key indicator on the respect level.
And again, this holds true whether it's in a relationship or outside. I just got done watching a video, probably 5-10 before we hopped on. A young lady and a guy was in Whole Foods somewhere arguing, and the woman in his face, he in her face, and they yelling back and forth. And I'm thinking to myself, man, that's a big boy. Why in the world are you at him like as a woman? You know what I'm saying? Like, what it tells me is that, and we've seen this before. It lets me know, and that's why I say I pay attention to things outside of just us and me and personal. How you deal with other men, because if you'll stand out there and argue toe to toe with the man, like everybody is just gonna let this slide. As a woman, let me know you really ain't got no
Very
respect for
dangerous,
men.
man.
Yeah, and look, he went there. I don't know if she hit him or what, but he went there. And my thing is like, look, a lot of women don't have that personal respect because they didn't grow up with a dad in the home. So when they don't grow up with a dad in the home, that respect for a man is lacking. So what happens is they come out here into the actual world, and they lack the basic respect for men. Men respect other men generally, right? Because we know that there's a violence. Yes, there's a violence aspect to it for men that's unparalleled. Like, we know it can happen, but see, a lot of women don't think about it to put them in a respect way, because men, that violence factor puts us in a respectful attitude, demeanor when we go outside and we demand it back, right? It's a mutual agreement that we have with other men. But see, women don't recognize that because they are women and they are protected by other men out. They are protected by men out here, and a man just ain't supposed to do anything like that to a woman. So if you grew up without a dad, and then you grew up with this princess type of everybody got my back and I can do whatever I want type of mindset, there's no way you're gonna respect a man in a relationship. Absolutely. And you're not about to get me into no bind outside because you your mouth and just have a basic respect for people or settle things without all of this extra nonsense. And everything ain't gonna be 100. Yeah, everything is gonna be peachy, but you ain't gotta say that's why your mama died to somebody. Like, come on, like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to watch your mouth.
Yeah, that mouth can cause a lot of problems, man. Those are the type of things that you should be looking for in a spouse. Like you said, we talk about all the time how you want to see a person in different environments, how they handle different people, how they handle different scenarios, because ultimately those are the things that it takes for a long-term couple. You're going to travel together. You're going to be at friends' places. You're going to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be in different settings where you don't want somebody that's embarrassing you or putting you in a unnecessary situation. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes that can create danger, sometimes that can cost you job opportunities or, you know, just other opportunities in general based off who you dating or who you with. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, we see these celebrities where they going back and forth with their ex or something. You know what I'm saying? Like the conversations go viral. Man, when I see that kind of stuff, I just be like, me and my wife would never. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's because we grounded and there's a mutual respect there. Like, man, come on, we definitely not doing this.
Just blurting out something when other people around, man. You know what I'm saying? You at a party, it's like, all right, you ate my butt last night and I didn't shower. Why in the world?
Yeah, man, people be wilding out.
What is wrong with you? You know, like your parents used to do. Remember when you were kids and you blurt something out and your parents would look at you like, I'm gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Family business in the house, man.
Yeah,
in the house.
I remember we went to we were kids. I was probably like 10. My sister was probably 5 or something like that, or 4, and I was 9, something like that. We went to Kings Island. It's a amusement park in Ohio, I think it is, right? So we up there, and kids can get in free if they were 5 or and under or something like that. And maybe my sister was 6 because my father was like, yeah, we got one 5-year-old. She said, Daddy, I'm not 5, I just turned 6. He was like, you know, hit him with the look. And the lady gave it to him anyway. Like, yeah, it's all right, it's okay. But it's that, like, you know, when you blurt out something and you around other people or whatever the case, kids don't know no better. But as adults, man, we know better. Yeah, and you know what, you know, you should know what's going to trigger your spouse or the person you dealing with. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can't get no head. What? Did you just say that out loud?
You just gotta have something to call about it.
You do.
Yeah, I mean, it hurts my heart when I see men being emasculated or humiliated by their women. Part of me is like, bro, that's on you because you with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, but trying to empathize with what that has to be like, damn, bro, you obviously ain't got no options. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine being in a situation where you don't have the basic levels of respect. Like,
did y'all see that video with the lady sitting down there with her man, and he was like, you just gonna, I didn't hurt you. She was like, you can't hurt me. You ain't got enough dick to hurt me. And he was sitting there, man. Y'all ain't seen that video?
I didn't see that. Wow.
Man, I felt so bad for dude. And it was a real video. It wasn't even because he was an older guy. And he's sitting there, he's like, everything I did for you. She was like, hey, man, thank you. So what? You know what I'm saying? He said, I never hurt you. She said, you ain't got enough dick to hurt me. I told you that. So I got other dick over here. And the look in his face, I said, man, this is how people wind up in the ocean, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, just no respect
just
for
talking,
him at
talking
all.
Reckless. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times, you know, I guess, you know, I'm not the type of guy, I don't use the B word. I don't refer to my wife as a B word or none of those type of things. So I ain't never been no gangster, no street dude. So I'm not, even if I gotta threaten you or get, you know, so like we gotta have some type of confrontation, that turns me all the way off. So I've never directly been involved in those situations. I've had homeboys and family members where I've had to break up situations and all that, but even that is something that I'm not even really willing to do now, because it's a lot of times it's the person trying to break it up that get hit with the glass or end up getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you ain't got enough maturity to de-escalate situations, you really can't be in my circle like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you around me.
And even like, you know what I mean? If we are out, we at a friend's party or we somewhere at a restaurant, whatever the case, we around people we know, whatever the case. And she say something that pissed me off. You know, as the leader and as the man, right? It's a time and a place for everything. My father used to tell me that. Right now ain't the time to address it. When we here in front of everybody and come back at her with something. No, that ain't the time to address it. Maybe we go outside. maybe we wait till we get in the car. But that's where I'm gonna address it at. And I just want to say to men, you got to get to that point, because in order to teach your woman, she wants you to lead her, right? So the leader, you got to set the tone. You have to be the one that structures how the relationship goes. That's what she's looking for, regardless of what they say. So if something like that do happen, then you wait till y'all get private. You wait till y'all get away from everybody. And
I mean, that sometimes that ain't possible. You know what I'm saying?
You mean?
Like, man,
with your woman.
I can think of immediately what comes to mind. I know this was a reality show, but it was I'm just saying it was a scenario, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes you can't hold off or postpone a reaction. It was the one where the Tahiri hit the dude in the face with the oranges or the apples or something.
Yeah,
bro, I can't wait to the car to talk about that.
But we talk about physical violence, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yep.
That's different.
You're right.
That's
you're
different.
right.
You
right.
hit me in the face with an orange. You need to start running. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you right now. You need to start running because I can guarantee you that you hitting me with that orange ain't gonna hurt as much as me hitting you with one. I can guarantee it because my fastball is crazy. All right. Listen, she plucked dude with like 2 oranges, an apple.
Watching that video had my emotional state like
really.
Like, man, I'm glad I can control myself. It's certain stuff that happened that just be like, man, I couldn't have handled that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
But you know, some women, you know what? Some women do that stuff because they understand. You know, they have a system that protects them. They know they get deferential treatment. You know, because think about this: guy called. Let's say you call the cop. You go that route, right? Is anything gonna happen? Probably not.
No. Nah. Somebody grabbed him too, I thought.
Yeah. They made it seem like he was the problem for reacting to it.
Yeah, like, no, you better take off running because these oranges finna come back at you 10 times faster than you throwing at me. Because, hey, I got a good aim too. I'm finna tear you up with these oranges, So I get it, man. But to me, physical violence is a whole different thing. I'm just talking about talking and saying something that's off kilter or whatever the case. Then you wait till a different time to address that with your woman. So then, if something does come up where you say something, let's say another time, not that time, but another time, you say something, she don't quite like it. Well, and she goes off in the moment, and you say, "Hey, hold on, come in." You know what I'm saying? When we get away, when you did such and such, I waited till we left. This is how we deal with each other. We don't deal with each other right there in front of everybody and go off on each other. That's the respect that I gave you. I expect the same respect that I
gotta check the behavior, man.
Yes,
you gotta check it.
You check it, but you checking it with reasoning,
with love and respect. Yeah,
and you checking it with reasoning and logic because this is how I dealt you. I already set the example. So now you have to follow the example that I'm setting. Yes, I understand you mad, but this
and you know another place that applies, posting your argument or your beef on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'll get you cutting so fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's a big thing. Like, to me, that's you on your story, you see certain things like a screenshot of a dude's medication. It'd be something crazy like, damn, you put your man's business out on the streets like that.
Oh yeah.
So that to me, that's the ultimate sign that a woman don't respect their man. And that would be a major problem with me.
Oh, no question.
For most men, that's for sure.
All right, man. Looks like we up against the clock again. Now we about to get up out of here. But before we go, man, I want to give another shout out to my man, Brother Soul Productions, for keeping us laced with our background music. I want to remind y'all to continue supporting the podcast through our Cash App and our PayPal. JS Devon, I appreciate y'all linking up so we can get this episode knocked out. This has been another episode of the Ho to Husband Podcast, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.